What's up, y'all? We are here to watch Tottenham versus Bayern Munich along with all of you. We meant for this to be a live stream. It is not currently a live stream due to unforeseen technical circumstances, and Max and I are fully prepared to blame Elon Musk for these technical difficulties. Not fans of his right now, but we're working through things, and we are pivoting and adjusting and everything that is required to bring Tottenham content to the masses. So we're here to do it. Tottenham and Bayern are currently squaring off. It is 1-1 in the 19th minute. Again, unforeseen technical circumstances mean that we're 19 minutes behind kickoff here. But nonetheless, thrilled to be here and thrilled to watch our beloved Tottenham take on Bayern and that guy who used to hang around Spurs and ended up in Bavaria. But yeah, Max, what's going on, man? How's your morning been?
Pretty solid. Yeah, I think regardless whether or not we were live streaming, we would have missed the Spurs goal because it literally happened 20 seconds into the game. So I don't even know if we had gotten set up by that point. But then, yeah, poor defending on the set piece. Upamecano, header back to him. It kind of just hit off his leg. It's a really good save from Vicario originally, but yeah, that's how we conceded. And then, yeah, we wanted to still record because we obviously had a big signing yesterday that we definitely need to talk about.
No doubt.
Which we can do right now. But yeah, Kane on the bench back at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. So we'll see if he comes on for Bayern.
Yeah, well, like you said, Kane is around, but old news, the future is where we look to at Emerald and Lilywhite, and that future, as you mentioned, consists of one Dominic Solanke potentially leading the line for Spurs in the very near future. Record signing.
Oh, go.
Oh, and Sonny's in.
Oh, okay.
Finds Decky.
Oh,
Decky gets to the end line. We don't always see that. Corner for Spurs. But yeah, as we wait for this corner, Solanke, $65 million, a record signing for the club. Just absolutely buzzing. How about you?
Up to $65 million. I just want to clarify. Sure. 57, 30 up front because people are I just can't do this. I can't do the discourse anymore. I'm so tired of it. I'm so happy about this signing. And it's like you always say, it's not your money. Why are we freaking out about how much money he is? He's improving the first 11, which is all you can ask for. And that's a really hard thing to do right now at Spurs because we do have a really strong team. So I'm ecstatic. I'm so happy that we got him. He's a guy that I think we've talked about since our very first episode about potentially bringing him in. And now the two guys that we've brought in, Solanke and Gray, those were guys that we had highlighted as people we wanted from the get-go. So I don't think we can complain. Clearly, They're listening to us, and they should probably hire us for recruitment more. But yeah, we'll see where it goes from here. Because as happy as we both are about Solanke, there's other transfer news that applies to Tottenham as Suns cross nearly finds Basuma, I think.
Sonny looks lively today.
Yeah, so yeah, I know we're both excited about Solanke. We're recording a big season preview episode tomorrow with a bunch of folks. So we'll definitely talk about him more there, but we also need to talk about Neto to Chelsea for was it 70 something million?
I believe 70 something million. Yeah, let's jump into Neto. But before we do, we also want to remind everybody it's currently the 91st minute of the gold medal match. The U.S. is up 1-0 against Brazil and looking like they have every chance of securing another gold medal for the women's national team. It's extremely well done from Emma Hayes, in my opinion. And of course, we are United States based as a Spurs podcast, right? So we will talk briefly about the tournament that the women have had. And if they can see this out, it would be just an incredible achievement for Emma Hayes and the squad. And it looks like Nabry might be in penalty. No penalty.
No penalty. Good defending from Jed Spence.
Excellent refereeing, I have to say so myself.
That is definitely
and now Matters is brought down. Quick. Kulusevski. Kulusevski is wide. Yeah, great play from Spurs. We will bring you updates intermittently over the next 10 minutes as the US see out these 10 minutes of stoppage time. But yeah, back to Spurs.
10 minutes.
10 minutes of stoppage time in the gold medal match. We're at 2.5 of those 10 minutes. US have to hold on here. A little shaky in the first half, and Brazil looks up for it. But again, we are 7.5 minutes away from a gold medal. Back to the Tottenham match. Looks like Alphonso Davies is free down the left. I believe that's Davies.
That's Tell. Mateus Tell.
Sorry, Mateus Tell. Thank you. We can tell by his
and he puts it wide for a throw. But yeah, Neto, honestly, I think you could tell from kind of like how I warmed up to him a little bit later, but originally I did have injury concerns with him, and I do think that's really a lot of money to spend on him, and I don't think we are ever willing to do that. So we're going to let Chelsea do that. And he's going to be injured in the first week with all the rest of their players. So I'm honestly fine with it, but we do need a winger. So I don't know who we're pivoting to after this.
Yeah, I mean, I would say that I, like you, am not upset at all that we didn't land Neto. I'm not. He's talented, but I never thought he was the exact answer, and that was the injury record. And then when you consider 70 million for somebody who spends a lot of time off the pitch, he only played 20 Premier League appearances last season, right? Just seems like a very Chelsea signing, Chelsea move to make here. I'm not upset at all the Spurs didn't bring him in, but like you said, we need another winger. At this point, I believe it's Eze or nothing. There's names like Desiree Doué that we can go after, and I know Eze can play up the middle as well and isn't always considered to be a pure winger, but I do believe.
Sonny goes for half field.
Neuer gets a hand on it. But yeah, I'm all in on Eze. I think that Neto's just fine, but I do think that we have work to do, and if we don't sign anybody in the wing position, I'm a little bit concerned. So
I'm concerned as well. And I'm also concerned because it seems like we're focusing on the right wing, or at least that's what I've been hearing, which indicates to me that they don't trust Brennan with the sole possession of that spot. And I also don't know what is Spence doing there. And what? Well done for Radu. Great tackle. But yeah, it indicates to me that they don't fully trust Brennan, and also that Eze is unlikely because out of all the positions across the front four, I'd say right wing is probably the one I would least like him to be playing. So we'll see where it goes from there. Me personally, if we're talking Chelsea, Noni Madueke would be an awesome signing because I'm a big fan of his, probably because he was a Spurs Academy lad, but also that he would be homegrown, club trained, and we need one more club trained player for the Europa League if we want to register full 25 for that competition, not including the under 21 players. But yeah, so if it were me, I would go after him, or maybe I know we heard about Marcus Edwards. These are decent options. I've as much as I would like Eze, I feel like it's more likely going to be more of a depth guy, in the 20 to 30 million range.
Yeah,
and we've got an injury.
Who is it?
We've got an injury on the pitch. I can't quite make out who it is.
Oh no, you see the boots.
Yeah, those look like Madison's boots. Yeah, they are. It's James Madison.
It's a head contact.
All right, Madison is still down.
He's conscious. A little bit concerning that his legs look to be twitching there.
Yeah, this doesn't look very good.
It does not.
And I see Alfie Devine warming up. Okay. He looks all right. I probably just would take him off.
Yeah, absolutely. I honestly, I was going to say if I'm any of these players and I'm listing out my priorities for today's match, number one is don't get injured. That would be devastating a week before the season kicks off for any of these guys to go down with an injury. So I, like you, think it's probably just best to take him off. And but yeah, back to the wing conversation now that we know Matters is okay. Another name that I'm very interested in is Johan Bakayoko from PSV. That's floating around a little bit, and it looks like he's available in the window. Plays on the right side. Really shifty and dribbly, as are kind of key buzzwords these days for wingers that we're looking at. But that's a name that I'd be very interested in us pursuing.
No, yeah, he looks really lively. I don't know too much about him, but yeah, I think we do need a winger, and I would. That is really.
Oh, that's a good.
Oh, and Serge Gnabry. Who else?
The old gunner, the ex-gunner, right? Unfortunately, yeah, a little sloppy from Spurs there, trying to play out the back, if I do say so myself. But
yeah, it was really bad.
It's just preseason.
Oh God. It seems like that's like half the goals we concede.
I agree, and our back line has been super makeshift. We're all aware of that. I was talking,
but that's just Vicario. Like that was exactly what happened last game. We played 100%. Them, and it's like, come on, dude! Like
that you can't make that pass to Basuma in that situation. Basuma's great in tight spaces, but that's just something you can't.
He made that exact pass last week, bro. Like
yeah.
Dude, it's something that we haven't talked about. As good as Vicario is, like, I know when we did our wish list, I had a goalkeeper in there for bringing in, and we haven't heard anything on that front. So clearly it's not a priority, probably because all our goalkeepers are homegrown. But, like, I don't know, dude. Like, I don't know if Brandon Austin is, like, the long-term answer, and I have no idea what's happening with Forster. I haven't heard anything about his situation.
I think he's just kind of around. Goalkeeper is tough. I mean, the market for keepers is challenging right now. I don't think that we're in a position as a club to spend a ton of money on a goalkeeper. I mean, there's clubs out there like Liverpool and City who have paid $50-60 million for keepers in the past 6-7 years in Ederson and Alisson, and
definitely worth
yeah, for sure. But I just look at our squad and the transfer funds that we have available to us, which we know we've got money to spend, but we're never quite sure what it looks like. And it seems to me that the club isn't prepared to spend a significant chunk of what it's got available on the goalkeeper position. Vicario's a great shot stopper, but he's going to have to work on his ability to play the ball out the back. I do think too in those situations last week and this week. Spacing's not super ideal from the back line there, but at the same time, you just boot the ball if there's not a pass there to be made. It's never worth forcing something in like he did there. So the goal is to play out the back, but if it's not there, it's not there. I do think that when I look at today's starting lineup, let's get into that for a second. I think that, and it plays into what we're seeing from Vicario. I think the one change you'll see from what we're seeing right now with this 11 is I think Van de Ven comes in for Davies, but I think that may be it. I think we may see Spence. Yeah, I'm questioning that because I haven't seen any content that says he's heavily involved in training right now.
He's on the bench.
He is? Okay. Yeah. So, I mean, there's every reason to think that he'd come in for Dragushin as well. But I do believe firmly that Van de Ven will be there for Davies. And like you said, probably Romero for Dragushin, which should help. Those two are well qualified to play out the back and did it really well last year. So they'll offer some support to Vicario. But outside of those two, I mean, I think
Udogie is on the bench. So
that's another question. I would just
there he is. There's Dom Solanke sitting right next to Richarlison. You love to see that.
They are two strikers, 1-2. Let's go. It is really nice to have two solid strikers. It's the first time in a long time that the club's had that. It's always been Harry Kane and
Robbie Keane and Berbatov.
Mm-hmm. You know, and I think those two could actually, I think, function really well together. I think Solanke is a little bit more technical and comfortable in a creative expectation, you could say, right? He's shifty, he's tricky with the ball at his feet. Richarlison, I see as much more of just a pure poacher and finisher, right? I don't love the ball at Richarlison's feet. Don't think he offers a ton there, but when it comes to putting the ball in the back of the net, I say it every time we record. 9 goals in 9 matches last year, you know, while everybody was away at the Asian Cup and AFCON, and he really stepped up for the squad and looked like a pure finisher. So I think there's a lot to be said for those two, you know, not only competing, but maybe at times being on the pitch together in moments where we need goals late in games. So it's super exciting.
Yeah, and then we can talk about the bench. Brandon Austin, Luka Gunter. So Brandon Austin, homegrown, club trained. Luka Gunter, U21. So it doesn't matter for registration during the season. Archie Gray, Christian Romero, Destiny Udogie, Mickey Van de Ven. Wow, that is a really incredible group. Alfie Devine, Jamie Donnelly, Lucas Bergvall. Notable that Devine and Donnelly are playing in this game because it's not the tour anymore, so Ange can take whoever he wants. Oliver Skip, Rodrigo Bentancur, which would be exciting. Manor Solomon, Mikey Moore, Timo Werner, and Will Lancashire. So we saw like Tyrese Hall. Obviously, Valise went on loan, but these are guys that were on the tour. George Abbott is not included. I don't think anyone was expecting him to be. And then Dane Scarlett also not included, which is interesting. And we almost concede again, Musiala. So yeah, George Abbott, Tyrese Hall, Dane Scarlett, all are not on the bench, which kind of indicates their future for the season. While Lancashire, Moore, Devine, and Donnelly, who I think we penned during the preseason as potential guys that will be involved in the first team, are all on the bench, which is really exciting. But then Manor Solomon linked away as well. And do we know what has happened to Ashley Phillips? Is he injured? Because he was on the tour, but he played like one game, and then he wasn't even on the bench for any of the other one. Haven't heard anything about it. I tried to like search Ashley Phillips injury or like Ashley Phillips on Twitter, and I couldn't find anything. So let me know if you know anything about Ashley.
I don't know anything at all. I do think it's very interesting that, you know, we had Skip and Archie Gray at center back for a lot of preseason, right? When Ashley Phillips was around, if he's not injured, that obviously doesn't speak well to his prospects in the very near future at Spurs. And he's young, right? He had a good loan spell last year, so I hate saying I hope someone's injured, but I tend to hope that's what's going on. I do want to pause for a second too. The United States has secured the gold medal in women's soccer. Massive victory. I've got my USA women's kit on for those who are watching. Stoked for the team, stoked for Emma Hayes. We needed that, especially after the disappointing World Cup last year down in New Zealand and Australia. So congrats to the women, congrats to Emma Hayes, congrats to everybody involved, the entire 18 women's squad. Fantastic achievement. So we will relish in the gold medal victory, another one for the United States on the gold medal count. And we will hope that Spurs can turn this around and we get a couple of victories today in big matches. Gold medal game a little bit bigger than a friendly, right? But it's Tottenham versus Bayern Munich a week before the season, so of course we're buzzing about it. But yeah, back to Ashley Phillips. I do think that another loan could benefit him. I think everybody kind of understands that at this point, especially with the depth that I don't want to say depth at center back because we're a little bit light, right? But when you consider Van de Ven, Romero, Dragoshin, and Ben Davies, you've got 4 solid center backs there, in my opinion. And Ashley Phillips on a loan again, like he was last year at Plymouth Argyle, could be good for him. So we'll see.
Yeah, it is weird. It's just strange because, like, at least for me, he was a guy I anticipated being in the first team this year, out of the youngsters, and like he was featured pretty heavily. Good save from Vicario, but we cleared away early on in preseason. Then he kind of just disappeared randomly, and he was also a guy who like had made the bench a couple times last year, mostly because we had no center backs. But
Yep.
I'm just confused. Like,
yep, no doubt.
Yeah, I'm hearing it's probably going to be a loan for him, or that's what I'm seeing on Twitter at least. Because people are like, "Where's Ashley Phillips? He's disappeared." So
yeah, what do you think? Championship somewhere?
I'd hope so.
Yeah,
I'd hope so. People are they're asking Alistair Gold like, "Where's Ashley Phillips?" Yeah, we have no idea. So,
wait, is Alistair Gold on vacation?
He is on vacation.
Was he on vacation yesterday?
Yes.
This morning? Yeah.
Yeah, he was on vacation.
I swear it's written into his contract that he has to.
Oh, no, yeah. He goes on vacation. That's how we know we're signing someone.
Exactly.
I knew we had Solanke in the bag the second he announced his vacation.
Yep. Good news for Tottenham every time the guy leaves. Appreciate his work, but appreciate more when he's not working.
Dude, shout out to him, bro, because he's like a really good beat reporter. Like,
yes, he is. He is.
He's awesome. I love his articles.
Yeah.
And for anyone trying to read his articles that get stumped because like the page has like so many ads, use the reader. If you click like the 2 A's, if you're on the iPhone, it will take out the ads and only display the text. And oh my days.
Good luck for Sonny.
Was that Brennan on the cross?
Yeah.
Classic.
Oh, Pedro Porro.
Oh, Brennan
fed Pedro.
And
those two can be dangerous on the flank together.
Blotted that away. So what number do you think Solanke will be? Because all of our good numbers are taken.
Good question. Somewhere in the 20s, I'm sure, at this point.
I think 19
That's a good
our
shout.
Best available.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Oh no, it bobbles a little bit. And I do think like numbers are like a semi-good indication of what Tottenham thinks of the players, because you got two 18-year-olds, Gray and Bergvall, and they just slotted them into the mid-teens rather than giving them like whatever 47, like an academy number.
Yep.
So yeah, and we obviously know it. And Tell is through, and Radu takes him down. Honestly, could be a red card in some areas.
Yeah, looks like he's going to get a yellow, but yeah, considering it's a yellow card, I'll take the foul. Good job. If it was a red, I'd be screaming at him.
He did not touch him.
Oh, interesting. That's a dive.
He did not touch him at all.
Interestingly enough, he didn't get much of the ball or the player.
He didn't get anything. That's absurd. That's just a straight up dive.
I still can't get used to seeing Vincent Kompany on the touchline for Bayern Munich. It still just blows my mind.
Yeah, so Bayern have a free kick in a super dangerous spot here. Obviously, set piece defending. That's how Bayern got their first goal, in something we've really struggled with under Ange. So,
God, I like that goalkeeper kit. That purple kit is nice. Yeah, it's sick. I think this will be Joshua Kimmich that takes this. You would assume.
Yeah,
I was incorrect. There's a goal for Bayern, unfortunately.
Okay.
set piece defending.
Yeah, dude, the free kick from like similar areas, how they scored the first goal as well. Like, what are we doing there? Like, I don't understand. They had like 3 guys just running free.
Yeah, we got a lot to work on from a set piece perspective, and that begs us to talk about the conversation last year around Ange Postecoglou's comments about his lack of worry around our set piece concerns. And it's a one time in Ange Postecoglou's tenure at Tottenham that I did not agree with him.
That is disastrous.
Oh man,
like what are you doing?
Kulu leans away from the challenge. He sticks his foot out with the balls at head level.
Hey, well, luckily, based on this starting lineup, he will not be playing against Leicester, at least not starting. If Solanke, because it sounds like what Ange has been saying is that Solanke, like he expects players to get in and get playing, because we saw last year Van de Ven, like 2 days later, he's like starting in the Premier League. So
dude, I think Son Solanke Johnson's fantastic. I'm very much happy with that front three.
Yeah, it sounds like a lot of people are iffy on Brennan.
Ooh, James, good hit.
Oh
yeah, a lot of people are iffy on Brennan. I don't like it. I think he's going to have a really good season for us. I think we need to have more competition, but I don't think that anyone we sign just walks right past Brennan in the starting 11. I think Ange is a big fan. And then back to Solanke. I mean, we talked about it already, but only a select few names scored more goals in the Premier League than he did last year. He had 19 goals in 38 matches. I think 36 appearances. Come on, Sonny.
Sonny.
But yeah, very few people scored more goals than him last season, and one of those names is Erling Haaland, obviously, who you expect that from. Another is Alexander Isak, and then Cole Palmer. They're the only 3 that scored more goals than him in the Premier League.
Yeah, he was level on Ollie Watkins.
Exactly.
And more than Ivan Toney for anyone.
Yep.
And it's halftime.
There's a disappointing first half from Spurs, obviously. Not great. Not great at all. We do have some work to do, it would appear.
Yeah, no, but yeah, you look at this team and you think Solanke slides right into the striker position.
Yep.
Because I think Kulu's days at winger are done, which is another reason people want the right winger, because that was where Kulu was at.
Yeah, Kulu, again, it's interesting. I do agree that he's not going to get much time on the wing. If we're keeping around for depth up the middle, we've got 2 strikers now that I think are very serviceable, talented strikers. I mean, Dominic Solanke, we just finished talking about his accolades, and our other striker has been Brazil's number 9. I don't think Kulusevski has much of a leash at the center forward position. I think he's there when required at this point. And if we're talking about him through the middle in some sort of 10-ish role, we've got depth there too. So I hate saying it, but Kulusevski's somebody I think we could fetch a fee for, and he'll be somebody that's consistently on my radar for potential preferred outgoings as we look to continue to revamp the squad. And I know that sounds really harsh, but it's really just a combination of, again, having depth in the positions where he's effective, and then you couple that with, again, him being somebody who could bring in a fee, and I think it's worth considering. So we'll see. Yeah.
Hold on. Let me get my stuff situated right here with transfermarket.com, by the way. Best resource for me for like figuring out contracts and stuff with the club. So Kulusevski currently is 24. His contract expires in 2028. So if that was to run its course, we would have 4 more years of Kulusevski. So we'd have to look to sell him in about 3, but I don't think he's going to play this out. But he would be like 28 by the time it runs out, because people forget how young he is. He kind of seems like an older player. Like, he's younger than Manor Solomon.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And then Solanke signed a 6-year deal, so he'll be here till 2030. Presumably. And then Brennan is only 23. He'll be here till 2028. So theoretically, you have Mikey Moore, Solanke, and Johnson right now. Like those three could be your front three for like the next 5 years.
Yep, no doubt. Yeah, good things are happening in the club. I think, obviously this is a preseason friendly, and regardless of what happens this season, you look at the quality we're bringing in, and then you couple that with the ages of all these players, right? Lucas Bergwall, for example. We look at Popsar. Even Yves Bissouma is still relatively young, approaching his prime, right? But there's just a lot of quality depth who have presumably a long road of football in front of them. So future is super bright. And I think that as this season progresses, do I think we could do something special and win trophies this season? Absolutely, I do. I don't think there's a point in supporting Spurs if you don't believe that it's possible. Realistic and possible are different things, right? But I do think that regardless of what happens this season, we have to stay focused as a fan base on the potential that this team has to grow into something very special in the next 3 to 5 years, right? So that's the purpose behind the project, and it looks like they're continuing to bring in players who Ange very much fancies and sees as people that can grow into the project. So lots of good stuff ahead. Obviously, 3-1 against Bayern at halftime of any match is not great, but when you look at the grand scheme of things, very little can be taken from the situation regarding Tottenham versus Bayern right now.
Yeah, and then if you look at like the free agents after this year, it's Forster who will go, Sonny who will hopefully get an extension, Werner who will go, Davies who will probably go, Reguilon who's probably going to go in the coming days, and then Whiteman who will probably go unless we want to keep him for club trained stuff, and then Lo Celso who will probably go before this season starts. And then for 2026, there's only 3 people, and one of them's Emerson, who's gone. And then Bentancur and Bissouma are the 2 in 2026. And then everyone else on the team has a contract through 2027 at least, which is pretty crazy.
Would you be surprised if Bentancur got an extended deal at any point in time?
Yeah, I'd be surprised. I think
myself as well.
I think like this year might be his last year, and then we might sell him next summer.
Yeah, and I even think with Bissouma, Bissouma is much further from departing Spurs than a Bentancur is, but I think this season will tell us a lot about how much we continue to invest in Yves Bissouma, because I think he was very, very talented. He is very talented, and he showed us in those first 9-10 matches last year, and then just really fell off the table completely. So I think his form this season, and I should say too, before I go any further, at the end of the season, he played really well in the last 3 or 4 games, in my opinion. So the form is up and down, but the talent is there, and I think this season will tell us a lot about, again, whether or not Yves Bissouma is going to continue to be a long-term part of Ange's plans. But every reason to think he can be for sure. So.
Yeah, and I think that Bissouma had a really good preseason this year, so I'm excited to see what he can do. Because, like you've mentioned before, like he was coming off AFCON where he had malaria.
Yeah. And
then people were like, "Dude, we gotta sell this guy." Like, dude, he had malaria. Like, I've never had malaria, but I know that is a serious illness to contract mid-season, and then like, oh yeah, you're back in the starting lineup like a month later. Like,
yep. Well, yeah. I mean, when you contract malaria, your concern and your priorities shift to staying alive. As harsh as that is to say, or as dramatic as that is to say, your goal is to survive, and then once that happens, football can eventually start to come back into the fold. But mentally, again, your priorities shift dramatically when you go through something like that as a person, and I don't think we can be super surprised that his form fell off a cliff or whatever we want to say.
Yeah. No. Yeah. But I think I'm a bigger Bissouma fan than you, Scott. So,
yeah.
I just love the way he plays, and And I think like it was evident last week that we were better in the midfield with Basuma at the 6 than Archie Gray right now. So
yeah.
I would like to see Bentancur. Like I hope he's coming on right now, because he is on the bench, and I want to see how he plays.
Yeah, the second half's going to tell us. You know, I don't want to say a lot, but more and more about what next week could look like. I think Bentancur could very well come on. I expect to see Archie Gray come on as well. Probably a Lucas Bergvall. I would imagine
Bergvall has to come on then.
Yep, I agree. I wish that we could get a look at Solanke today. Unfortunately, we obviously won't be able to. And then Richarlison looks to be,
they're both injured.
But yeah, exactly. So if it's not Solanke next weekend, it's probably Kulusevski up the middle, unless Son gets the opportunity to start it at the 9. But we'll see.
I'd rather have Son start and put Mikey Moore on the wing or something.
Yeah.
Or like, I'd honestly, no, that's a bad idea. I was gonna say I would just want to see like Will Legshire or something, but that's not a good idea. But like, that's what I mean. I'm just like, I play too much Football Manager.
Okay, then what do you think about comparing Mikey Moore starting at left wing to Will Legshire starting at the 9?
I think
out wide.
I think Moore is more ready, and you can also hide a player more in the wing position.
Sure. Yeah, it makes sense.
Like if Langshire's getting service and he's just missing, like there's nothing you can do about that. I think also nerves and like the level of like defense impacts like the striker a lot more than the winger, because I know Mikey Moore can still like receive a pass and like whip in a good cross. Like I'm confident he can do that against any team in the world.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
I don't know if Lankshire's getting in behind that well or finishing that well in like having gone from like U21 football to the Prem.
Yeah,
like you said, that's like an 8-level jump. So I think we'll ease him in with some Europa, some Carabao Cup, before he really gets those minutes in the Prem.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%.
Although I don't know if he's probably a better striker than Kulusevski. Just because I think he has 2 feet.
Yeah, for sure. And like, again, back to Kulusevski, it's so weird to see him in a situation where we all of a sudden just don't really know where he fits.
He just doesn't fit the system. Like we've heard it. Like people say that all the time about Sonny, which is just absurd because he was by far our best player last year under Ange.
Exactly.
Or like not our best player, but our best attacker and had the best.
Yeah, I mean, most goal involvements by a long shot.
Most goals and assists. So like, but like Kulu is one that genuinely doesn't fit the system because we're trying to like plug him in like different places, and it's like he just doesn't fit anywhere unless you want to play him at the number 10.
Yeah.
But Madison hasn't looked good either. So like, I'm not convinced that Madison should be starting at this point. Is Lo Celso genuinely like worse than him? I don't know.
Dude, I said it last week, but I would not be upset about Bergvall starting at the 10 either next week.
I think Bergvall, yeah. I wouldn't be opposed to Bentancur and Bergvall and Basuma, the killer bees.
Yeah,
I think that could be a really interesting midfield.
I agree with you 100%, especially when you got 2 guys in Bentancur and Bergvall who can both play really as a 10 or an 8. Bentancur played the 10 all of Copa America for Uruguay, and they had a pretty good run. Not all of it, but anytime he played, it was as a 10. Bentancur, while we're talking about him, he can play 6, 8, or 10, and that's somebody that you don't want to get rid of lightly, right? So I think he has a large role to play in the squad this season, and I think he'll get a lot of minutes because of that versatility. So, yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing him play next week, but I, like you, am not terribly convinced that Madison should be starting in the 10 next week against Leicester.
For me, the only one in the midfield that is like bang on, like you got to start him right now is Basuma at the 6.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
I just don't think Gray is ready to play 6 quite. Like he'll be ready probably within the first month of the season, but I think you just got to start out with Basuma and then go from there.
Yeah, he played really well at Leeds last year, but almost every appearance was at either right or left back. From the fullback position, you just got a lot more time on the ball and room to breathe, and I think him at the 6 will again, like you said, take a little bit of a learning curve. It's tight there at the 6th position in the Premier League, especially in the system where you're looking to play out the back like we are. So.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I think the back 4 is set if Udogie can go, and then Basuma, and then I think the 8 and the 10 are up in the air. The 9 is obviously up in the air, and then I think if the 9 is not Sonny, then Son and Johnson right now are definitely the wingers for Leicester.
Yep. Yeah, I agree. I want to see more in Lancashire come on.
All right, back 4 is now Gray, Romero, Van de Ven, and Udogie. That is crazy. And then midfield is Skip, Bentancur, and Bergvall, and up front is Werner, Son, and Kulusevski. Skip, Bentancur, Bergvall. So 2 out of the 3 that we talked about. It should be interesting. And then Archie Gray's playing right back, and Ollie Skip is cooking right now.
And Kulusevski's at right wing.
Yeah, and he just lost the ball. And Eric Dyer is playing.
Big Dyer. God fell upward for sure.
All right, Timo's on. Oh, there's Destiny, dude. I miss Destiny so much.
Yeah, same.
I think we forget how good he actually is.
Oh, for sure. I really hope he's able to start next week.
Archie, man.
I think Udogie's, it seems like from an injury perspective, he's good, but is his fitness level ready to start against Leicester is going to be the big question. I really hope so. And as you know, we just say for all the listeners as a reminder that being fit doesn't mean you can go run 10 miles. It means that you're ready to play in a Premier League soccer match. Let's go.
Udogie pulls it back. Lads.
Yeah,
dude, honestly, this lineup is way better than our starting line. Because of that back line.
Bergvall.
Oh. You're ahead of me for sure.
Yeah, by about 30 seconds, I think.
I'm at 48-16.
Okay, I'm 4 seconds ahead of you.
All right, I hope we get a couple of goals back. And then so Kulu and Sonny remain on, so I'd assume Lancashire and Mikey Moore will come on for those two.
Yeah, I think that's right. God, it's nice to see Van de Ven and Romero.
Oh, yeah, it's beautiful. Part of me wishes Gray was playing 6 and Oliver Skip was playing right back.
Yeah.
But Skip has looked good so far. And do we want to talk about Skip?
Yeah, I mean, lots of talk that he could be leaving Spurs. He's homegrown, right? So I think it's a little more complicated than just is there a buyer that ends up being somewhere he wants to go. But I at this point with Skip, I won't be surprised either way. If he's still here, I'll be surprised. If he's sold, I won't be surprised.
Yeah, so I was going through the squad a little bit last night, and if you include Solanke, that is 8 homegrown players minus Oliver Skip. So Solanke kind of opens the door for us to let Skip go and still maintain the 8 homegrown quota for the Prem.
Yep.
And then the club trained thing for Europa, it's like you need 4 club trained players, and we only have 3, including Skip. So if we lose Skip, then we would only be able to register 23 players. But I don't think that matters because we have so many youngsters.
Yeah, we can make it work.
Like we don't need to register like 25 players. Even in the league, by my count, we only have 19 players that are like for sure getting registered right now that are over 21. And then Lo Celso, Solomon, Reguilon, Skip. Like that's 4 more that would technically need to be registered. So that would put us at 23. So we would still have 2 extra spots to register over 21 non-homegrown players for the Prem at least.
Yeah, the youth that we have at our disposal gives us just all kinds of flexibility in so many different ways. I love it.
Yeah, it's awesome because Sar and Udogi are still considered. We don't have to register them.
Yeah, exactly. And those are 2 guys that are prominent first 11 players, right?
Exactly. Yeah, it's so nice when you look at it. It's like these guys are 21 and under, and it's like Udogi, Sar, Bergvall, and Gray. And like that's just 4 guys who are going to make an impact immediately. And then you go further, you got more Lancashire, Donley, Devine, Phillips.
Yeah.
And then like also just shout out Alfie Dorrington. We haven't talked about him at all because he tore his ACL last year.
Yeah.
That guy's really good. So don't forget about him. Yeah.
He's highly regarded as having a very bright future. Come on now, boys.
Bacario's still in. Did the Dynamo make it out of Leagues Cup?
Dude, we were winning and we conceded in the 90+6 minute of 97 minutes and then lost in penalties. It was awful.
Jesus.
Yeah, we signed Ezekiel Ponce, the Argentinian striker, who was most recently in at AEK Athens, Ike Athens, I believe.
Oh, that's a brilliant ball from Gray. Yeah, and Kulu. Oh, Sonny, man.
Rough touch from Sonny, but I like the play. Bergvall is advanced. I like it. We were talking about him.
With Bent and Skip for sure, he can go wherever he wants.
Yeah.
It looks like Skip is playing 8.
Yeah, it does. Bentaker in the 6. Oh, Romero just get real feisty with Gnabry.
With Gnabry.
Dude, I love Romero. He's just always ready to go. I always play, like me personally, I always play so much better when somebody on the other team just pisses me off. And you can tell that Romero, he needs that, like that psychological edge of
he's looking for it for sure.
Yeah, he definitely likes to get himself stuck into things just to. It's like Michael Jordan would always. Michael Jordan said he would like make shit up in his head, right, to get himself irritated and angry and just to give him that extra mental edge. And I think Romero is very similar in that sense. Also, side note, I don't know if you saw that social media post where they asked every player walking into training yesterday who's the 3 people
I saw that.
A table with them. Yeah, everybody said Michael Jordan, like the whole squad.
Yeah, right? Yeah. I also think Madison should be probably released from the club because I'm pretty sure he said James Corden.
He did.
I was like, what, dude? Are you serious? You could pick anyone in history, and he's like, yeah, James Corden. Like, you could make that happen tonight, I'm sure. Like, what are you doing, man?
That's hilarious, dude.
Who would you pick?
It's a good question, man. Heung-min Son, just because he's the greatest. Oh man. Dang, that's an excellent question, man. God, I'm stumped a little bit.
Yeah.
Socrates for sure.
Who said that? Someone said that.
Someone did say that. Yeah, I'm a big philosophy / ancient Greece guy, so I'd go with Socrates.
And that's a good save. Neither nearly conceded to Gnabry.
I don't know who my third pick would be. Probably some sort of religious figure like Jesus, Muhammad, Haile Selassie. Just one of those.
Yeah, I'd pick God. Yeah, God's got a spot on my team.
Yeah, no doubt.
I'd probably go LeBron.
Yeah,
Jay-Z and Martin Scorsese or something like that.
Oh, that's good. I like that.
Yeah,
I like the Jay-Z pick too.
Yeah, I just picked Jay-Z because that's the meme. Do you know
right.
that?
No.
It's like there's like a meme that was like, would you rather have like $100 million or have dinner with Jay-Z? And then people were like, I'd rather have dinner with Jay-Z. And then everyone in the comments is like, Jay-Z would have told you to take the 100 mil.
I'm not seen that one.
It's like, you get to dinner with Jay-Z and you're like, oh yeah, I took this instead of 100 mil, and he would just called you an idiot.
Yeah, I've not seen it. I'll have to check it out. I just had to mute for a second and perform some husbandly duties. So thanks for bearing with me. All right, Vicario. There you go. Playing out the back a little better now.
Come on, lads. Let's go forward. Is that Sonny? Sonny at the 6?
Sonny at the 6. It's like Harry Kane.
Harry Kane for England. Did you catch any of the Community Shield?
I did not, no.
Yeah, City won on pens.
They did. I knew it was going past regular time.
Bernardo Silva, 89th minute equalizer.
Is that right? I saw Garnacho scored for United.
In the 82nd, and then a couple minutes later.
So it's a 1-1 and then penalties?
Yeah, and United was leading in penalties, I think 3-1 at one point. Yeah, I thought they had it.
United
can we? Yeah, agreed. Can we progress the ball?
Yeah, please.
Like, it's been like 2 minutes where it's like a Vicario having the ball. Good. Oh my days. Son just shot it at him.
Ooh. Dyer takes out Kulusevski hard.
Yeah, dude. We got to fight this guy. Remember when Eric Dyer fought a fan?
Oh, yeah. I remember that very well. He was pissed.
Yeah, that was after Troy Parrott missed a penalty for us in the semifinal or something.
That's right.
Against Norwich. I was so mad, dude. I was like, Troy Parrott, like, get out of my club.
Come on, bud.
Because I remember the announcers were gassing him up. They were like, oh, like he's 19 and he's stepping up. And then it was like the worst pen I've ever seen.
Yeah, for sure. He just kind of rolled it into the bottom left, I think. Maybe the bottom right, one of the two.
He literally just rolled. It was going like 2 miles per hour, I think.
Yeah.
Dude, but Troy Parrott, speaking of which, I don't want us to get FOMO, but he had an audacious finish the other day where it was like a through ball over the top bouncing. Goalkeeper comes out. He just dinks it like Dele Alli style, just over the keeper, like in a high rainbow, and it just goes right in the net. It was beautiful.
Yeah, I think he's talented. I do think he's found his level in the Netherlands for sure. But
hopefully we got a sell-on clause there. So
I'm sure we do.
Yeah. That would be nice. Yeah, I was talking to my Liverpool homie. He's like, yeah, we get 20% of the Solanke money. I was like, what?
No kidding.
20%? I was like,
No,
no wonder Bournemouth want so much for him, dude. Like,
I did not know that. I mean, it's good
so
business.
if we sold him, then that would still apply.
Mm-hmm.
I think so. Oh, Bentancur. That's great. That's brilliant.
Cool. Gets to the end line.
Nice.
Terrible cross.
Dude, it's like Jordan Morris, man. Like,
yeah, I agree. It's
like how do you still not have a weak foot? Like, you haven't developed any of it. Like, Bergvall.
Kulu with the right foot right after you say that. Well,
okay, so I've spent like half this recording shitting on Kulusevski. Yeah. He now has a brace for Tottenham. 1 goal at striker, 1 goal at the right wing.
Well done, Kulusevski. What a ball from
He is
Bergvall,
a header away from a perfect hat trick. And the reason he scored is Lucas Bergvall. So this guy has to start, bro.
Outside of the foot, right into the perfect pass.
So cold, bro. And great press from him. Like, that's a perfectly weighted pass.
Yeah, I'll say it right now. Bergvall in place of Madison for me against Leicester. I think it's too easy at this point.
Well, like, what do you think about Sarr? Because I think he's had like a very mid preseason, but he's definitely one of Ange's favorites. I feel like Ange is more inclined to drop Madison than he is Sarr for some reason.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think Sarr's engine is really important to Ange's system. I think Sarr starts next week. I think Sarr, if it's me, I'm guessing Basuma, Sarr, and Bergvall is our midfield next season, or next match rather, next weekend. I agree with you though. Bergvall has played himself into a position where he has to.
Dude, he has to. It's every game he's doing something like.
Yeah. Oh, Kulu.
Oh,
it's just
like ball. It's like he does score these goals, but then there's so many moments during the game where it's like you got to be better, man. Like,
yeah. That's not the right ball. Sonny was in, and Sonny was very disappointed in the decision that Kulusevski made there.
Good press though. We're looking a lot better now.
Skip looks good, man.
Yeah, dude, Skip has been I think Bentancur and Skip have looked really good. Yeah. Archie Gray, he's looked a bit shaky again, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree.
Just like he looks nervous. It's not even like he just looks like jittery when he's on the ball.
Yep. He made a big jump this year from Leeds to Tottenham. I think he was comfortable last season at Leeds.
I think the difference with Bergvall and Gray is that, well, obviously different positions, but like Bergvall was like the best player on his team.
Yeah, for sure.
And he was like, when he was like 16, so he's had like 2 years of like, I'm literally the best player on my team.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm in the first team playing against adult men. So now he's coming here and he's just playing with the same confidence. Like,
exactly. He's extremely confident.
And he has the ability.
Exactly. He's extremely confident. He's ice cold, man. He just looks like nothing's gonna faze him. He's just ready to go. This is Bayern Munich, you know. He's
true. Yeah, you just took the ball off like Limer and just perfectly threaded through ball for the assist. Like, can't ask for much more from an 18-year-old who is down injured now.
Looks like an issue with
a cleat issue. That was pretty scary for a second.
That'd be terrifying. Oh, he needs a new boot is all he's saying. Okay, good.
Thank God.
Yeah, like we said earlier, a match like today, from an injury perspective, I do find myself a little bit terrified.
I hope they leave him on because like Ange could just be like, "Fuck it." Like,
Where's Mikey Moore?
oh, Mikey. Hopefully for Kulu. I want to see Will come on too and Alfie.
It is for
Lucas.
Not for Bergvall, is it?
Ah, boo.
It is.
And just probably just like what?
Oh no, Kulu came off, but so I think Moore came on for Kulu. Is Bergvall just getting a new cleat here?
Oh, I think Bergvall's coming back on.
Okay, good. Which, if he was coming off, I think you were about to say the same thing. But my thought was he's starting next week, and Ange is like, "Cool, you're good to go. Come off, and let's make sure you're ready and fit." But it looks like he is coming back on. So
yeah, he's coming back on.
Good for him, man. I'm really excited for what Bergvall is going to bring.
Yeah, it looks like he's just fixing his boot. I think Bentancur and Skip have looked really good. Like, and now we'll see about Mikey Moore. Sonny sliding to the 9 position. I assume will like sure, and Harry Kane is warming up. So
yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, looks like Kane's warming up too, interestingly enough.
yeah.
Yeah, I can talk. I thought Scott was because he's alive. So.
Oh, and that's good press. They're calling that a foul?
I
don't know about that.
Skippy too.
Sorry, I meant to call you.
Oh, Paulinho. He just put his knee like on his chest. That's a great tackle by Bentz.
Ooh, is that Bergvall down? He's fine, I think, but a little bit of a knock, it appears.
Yeah, he's fine. He's fine. Dude, why is Eric Dyer like standing over him though?
Yeah. Maybe making sure he's all right. I can't quite tell.
It looks like he got like hit in like the neck or something.
Yeah, exactly. The neck or the chest or somewhere in the torso potentially.
Yeah, he should be fine. Probably just got the wind knocked out of him. Honestly, maybe just pack him up, dude. Like,
I agree, man. I'd get him off. I'd pull him off and say you're starting next week, and I just need to make sure you're good to do that. And if I'm Bergvall, I understand. Oh, he's like hacking up now. Oh, dude, he's going back down.
I think this is a replay.
Oh, it is. Okay. Kim and Jay looked a little bit concerned there when he waved over the medical staff.
It looked like he was like choking, dude.
Exactly.
He's still coughing.
Yeah, I think he is choking. I mean, he looks like he's okay, but geez.
This is really straight. I mean, luckily he'll be fine to play soccer, but I'd say just give the dude the day off, dude. He's
exactly, man. Just take
struggling.
him off. He's got to be taken off.
Yeah, I just put Divine on.
Yeah. But yeah, I know we're going on and on about Bergvall, but just I've been just incredibly surprised by his level, and I knew he was talented, right? But I said a couple times he's been in Sweden, and we're just not quite sure what we can expect at this point, right? He's young, blah blah blah, but he looks to be absolutely ready to go. Barcelona will be pretty upset that he's not playing for them right now because he looks the talent that we all heard he was.
Well, they've got Danny Olmo coming there, right?
They do, yeah. It sounds like it too. Very similar profile, I would say, and obviously more advanced in his career and a little bit closer to his prime. I would take Danny Olmo over Lucas Bergvall if I had to pick right now. Maybe not for
for this season, but I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like maybe not for the long-term future, but if you want to talk about a guy who can contribute to winning right now, it's probably Danny Olmo based off what we saw in the Euros. But yeah, Bergvall looks to be amazing regardless. So.
All right, so now we're back to footy after what seems like a 10-minute break. Bergvall is on. He's Bergvall's staying on, I think.
Yep. Terrible turnover.
Yeah, that was poor from Mickey. Tight.
I do like that we're continuing to just find our way out of the back, though. I mean, I'll be a little less relaxed next week about it, but if it's the plan,
Archie.
Mikey Moore comes in and cleans up a little bit. Thank you, Mikey. Good idea. Mikey Moore looks ready too.
Dude, Mikey Moore is so good. And apparently we're signing him to a 3-year deal tomorrow.
And Andy just made it clear he's going to be involved in the first team this year, which is just fantastic. So,
and that's what it sounds like. It's what it sounds like for Lancashire as well.
Yep, agreed.
And then Donnelly and Devine, I'd say, are the other two that we've talked about a lot. We haven't heard any like concrete quotes about either of them.
Yeah,
but I think Donnelly probably will be. Although I did see a good point. Like if Donnelly was to fill in at left back, he would be like the worst defensive left back in the entire league.
Oh, for sure.
Sort of concerning. I hadn't really thought about that, but I was like, yeah, I guess that is completely true.
Yeah, I mean, he's not a defender by any shape of the imagination. But I think if you consider that we have Gray and Spence who are capable of playing on either side, I wouldn't be surprised if Jamie Donnelly ends up on some sort of high octane loan this season as well. Obviously we want these guys around the squad, but if they're not going to get minutes, we have to consider that. So I think, like you said, I think Will Lancashire and Mikey Moore are.
Oh, it's great from Gray. Destiny to Timo, who definitely is not scoring. Yeah, because he sucks.
The Destiny in the 13. That's weird.
I know. His first appearance in the 13. Archie Gray with a nice defense splitting ball to there, and then switch to Timo, who does nothing with it. And there's a absolutely horrendous shot from Mickey.
Sends it to
scored a couple goals last year, but I don't know about that. That looked ambitious.
Yeah, for sure. Man, it's gonna be interesting if Harry Kane comes on. It looks like it's gonna happen here at some point.
Yeah, we're approaching the 75th minute, so I want to see Devine and Lancashire come on, hopefully. So let's make that happen.
And Vincent Kompany is screaming at somebody on his team. I can't tell who it is. Angry. Oh, Archie Gray, nasty.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Just nasty.
Yeah, the two backup keepers, Devine, Donnelly, Solomon, and Lancashire, are the ones who haven't appeared yet. So Solomon, obviously, we're trying to move him on this summer in some capacity. And then the other three are TBD. But
yeah, I don't understand why we're not just fully committed to moving Solomon on for whatever.
Dude, I'd terminate his contract. Like we didn't pay anything for him. Like
exactly.
Just rip it up, dude. Like we don't we're breaking even if we just rip it up, and Bayern are through.
Yeah, sometimes I wonder if if there is some sort of like
Team
complication to moving him on because of the manner in which we signed him.
The manner.
Yeah, for Manor Salt, the manner in which we signed Manor. I wonder sometimes because it from a we could say a political standpoint, it wasn't the cleanest of signings, right? Considering all the circumstances, and sometimes I wonder if again that, and I have no idea why this would be, but if there again is some sort of complication on a permanent move because of that, but who knows, right? I just don't.
I wouldn't think so. I wouldn't think so. And it kind of seemed like Shakhtar wanted to move him on earlier because he was on loan with Fulham like the season before.
Yeah, you're right.
So it kind of seemed like he wasn't in their plans. We nearly conceded from a free kick again.
Joshua Kimmich with just a laser, as you would expect for him.
So yeah, and then we got him on the free, obviously, with the tension in Ukraine and stuff. So
yeah.
But no, that shouldn't affect us, right? Like I think
it shouldn't. Yeah, I agree. I just don't. I think I speculate because I just can't think of any reason why we wouldn't be looking to permanently move him on. I just don't. I don't think he has a place to play in this year's squad, and I don't think he's shown us any reason to believe there's a trajectory worth hanging on to. So
yeah,
I think
agreed.
You can get $5 million for him or something along those lines, then you do it and you contribute that to wages, and we wouldn't need to replace him. He's just kind of
he's like our fifth option at this point, fifth or sixth.
Exactly.
Option. And we're looking to bring in another winger on top of that. So, oh, that's beautiful from Bentancur. Oh, nearly.
We haven't looked great the last 10 minutes.
Yeah, and then I was just going to... Oh, yeah, Dane Scarlett not in the squad today. Haven't heard anything regarding loans for him. So we are kind of in the dark about what's happening with him.
Yeah, I think he's kind of an example of potential mismanagement of youth, right? I think he got looks really early before he was ready with the first team and just kind of laid a dud or was non-existent every time he featured in those early appearances for him. And I think that fucks with somebody's confidence at that point in their career, right? So I do think there was potentially a little bit of mismanagement there. So unfortunately, I think his days at Spurs are numbered, if not.
He went on a loan to Portsmouth, which was League One at the time, and he scored I think 6 goals in 40 appearances, which is terrible.
Yeah, it's not a good return.
And then he went to Ipswich and they terminated it. Like that was a championship loan last year.
Yeah.
Of a team that got promoted. He had 12 appearances, 0 goals, 0 assists. They literally were like, you can have him back. Like that's like the type of loan you want for the guy like who's 20 and wants to break into the first team. Like, oh, send him to a club that's literally getting promoted and they're like, he's not good enough to play here. Like he's definitely not good enough to play at Spurs. So
tells you everything.
Who knows what's gonna happen with him? I wish I'd probably a move abroad.
Yeah,
is what I would guess.
I agree, 100%. And even at that point, probably not anything remote until, like, say, for example, a Troy Parrott who ends up at AZ Alkmaar, who's, for all intents and purposes, a good club, and will be competitive in the Netherlands. And Dane Scarlett will be far removed from anything like that. Here comes Harry Kane.
Harry Kane coming on for Bayern.
Look at that. And him and Will Langston coming on in the exact
his
time.
Regen, dude.
What a moment in history. Moment in history. Harry Kane and Will Langston. Yeah. No shit.
When they're going to be putting that like on the social media when he breaks Harry Kane's record.
Yep, exactly. Oh, and he's getting a clap. Okay, I was curious.
He's got the captain's armband.
If I can be completely honest, I would not be clapping Harry Kane if I was at the stadium. My thoughts on him at this point, but
I probably would be. I would.
Yeah,
be. I think I'm more warm to Harry than you at this point. And Sonny comes off for Lancashire like we thought. Still no sign of Devine or Donnelly.
Oh, you got a hug from.
Oh,
The hug from Sonny. That is a coveted hug across all of humanity. Getting one from Youngman's son.
And then we got Dominic Solanke, his replacement, looking on.
Yep. Oh, Langshire's almost in.
Skippy, bro. He's looking really positive right now.
He is, dude.
Which is rare.
I know it's just a preseason friendly, but from what I've seen from Oliver Skip today, I'm starting to rethink my comfortability moving him on.
It's just like who is he gonna play over? Like,
yeah. I mean, he's
like,
not.
If you think he's better than Bentancur, then like maybe there's an argument, but I just don't.
No. Oh, I don't either.
And like I know we're both like huge Oliver Skip fans, or were. Like I had a whole Twitter account like dedicated to Oliver Skip, like back in like when I was in high school. So when he was first coming on, like I was hype on Oliver Skip, and he just never really became anything more than like James Milner to me. Like,
he was a mainstay under Mourinho there for a little while.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've said it before. I think he just plays very simple football, and that's great. But I'm not quite sure that the system requires.
Mikey.
So I was just looking at some houses.
Yeah.
Come on,
Scott
Bergvall.
said that he thought that you were set on Johnston.
Oh, that's beautiful.
I'm not set on any area.
Well,
Oh, that's great from Lancashire as well.
called Valley
Destiny.
where the houses are older, but I've always loved that area. And there are some in your price range that might be worth it.
Yeah, so that's really nice press from Bergvall again.
Which should we take?
Finds Lancashire a bit of a tough ball for Lancashire to handle. He takes a great touch, drops it back. It's what you love to see from the young
Yeah,
there.
these are definitely older than that.
Yeah, he's ready to go. That's
Yeah,
for
these
sure.
are nice
The
little-
older ones have like lead and stuff.
Bayern with the set piece here. Or I'm sorry, Tottenham with the set. Or it's a throw-in. Sorry, I was thinking
Throw-in.
corner.
Yeah.
We got to throw in. It'll be Udogi that takes it. Bergvall making himself available.
This is not in Valley Junction. This is just
Not
a little
surprised at
smaller.
all
I
to
know
see
it's a little
that.
bit- It's a little bit higher than your price range, but it looks really nice and clean. And it's on 22nd Street, Westwood, so it's a nice area.
Bergvall is just everywhere.
He is.
You're not going to find that with the older homes.
Yeah, that's
So maybe something like be better off.
God, Romero out in the back line is just such a refreshing thing to see.
Oh, and it's beautiful link-up play. Oh, unlucky for Archie there.
Oh, Harry. Oh, that was
a
a nice bit of skill from Harry Kane there. We're lucky he didn't concede.
Harry Kane and the Skechers.
Yeah, I mean, I would love for it to work out with Eric's house. Don't get me wrong.
I'm getting more and more used to him in a Bayern shirt. It was super weird at first.
Yeah. Agreed. All right, can we get an equalizer? Looking to build out. It's a struggle again. And Mikey Moore keeps it in. Oh. Unlucky.
Mikey Moore has
the
the body or the physical presence of somebody who's a lot older than he is. He's still pretty baby faced, and that reminds me of how young he is, right? But it looks like he's hit a bit of a growth spurt over the last 2 seasons too, pretty aggressively.
Agreed.
Like Mexico, like suppliers from Mexico.
All right, lads. Let's go. Let's get some attacks going. Lucas Bergvall, man, he's everywhere. Oh, I love him already. doesn't trust Timo Werner, so he opts for the throw-in instead of passing it to Timo Werner. Can't ask for much more from a youngster.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, Timo, man, I think he'll be a good depth piece, but we're in trouble if he's starting.
Oh, and Destiny is back. Nearly finds Ollie Skip. Gets intercepted. Bayern on the counter. Oh my days. We just got cooked.
Yeah,
I don't know who that was. I don't know who that is, but he just sent Romero and Gray to shops.
Yeah. Okay. Well, a little bit of relief here and a whistle.
Yeah.
Second offside call.
4 minutes until the 90. I don't know how much stoppage time they would actually play. Probably like 1 minute. Even though there was a lot, but I don't know if they're really that keen on.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lucas Bergvall, 8.5 million. Good ball. Mickey pushing forward. Sprays it out wide to Timo.
His house. And
Good look.
Decent pass to Lankshear. Drops it back.
Check this out. The price is good.
All right, we're resetting
And the kitchen
with Bents. Oh, Ollie Skip tries to poke it through. Good step from Rodrigo.
Looks like it looks right out.
Oh, good effort from Mikey Moore. Good effort.
Great link up right there between Moore and Rodrigo.
Moore's disappointed himself, but I think that's a good ball to play. I mean, if that's a shot, then maybe a little underwhelming, but that's exactly where you put that ball in that situation.
Yeah, you just need someone to get a foot on it. Yeah. Kim and Jay down for Bayern.
Because they took him off
Yeah, maybe.
in a friendly game? Come on.
Are they taking Sonny off?
That's what I thought.
He's been off. He's been off.
Oh, he came off, yeah.
He came off for Lankshear.
Yeah, he came off a while ago.
But I saw him hugging Harry Kane when he was on in the middle of the pitch.
That was
when he was coming off.
Yeah.
I'm so confused.
I
I
guess
there's no sound, so I never know what's happening.
Mm-hmm. We got third parties joining in the pod from off screen for all you listeners.
Check out this one. New construction.
Yeah, these are the ones.
Yeah, it'd be nice to find an equalizer here, but I think more than anything, my biggest takeaway or focus is how strong we've looked in the second half compared to the first half.
Agreed. Definitely. I think the midfield, but especially the center backs, have a lot to do with that.
Yeah, fully agreed with you. Fully agreed.
Mikey Moore battling for the ball a bit. Tottenham, let's see if we can get forward. 89th minute, 90th minute now. No one's checking, bro. Okay, there we go. Is that Lankshear checking down there?
Yep. That's a good ball. Good movement.
Nice. And that's Lankshear again. Good areas for him.
Yeah.
And you passed it to Timo Werner, who does nothing again. So, yeah.
stay around that ankle a little bit too.
4 minutes of stoppage time.
Come on, Kingsley. Don't do anything to us here. Kingsley Coman, man, you got guys. They got depth up top for Bayern, that's for sure. And they just brought in Elise.
Yep, Elise.
Yeah.
Oh, can we get there? Oh, I'm lucky. Bergvall is so good at defending as well.
Mm-hmm. He does it all. About 4 minutes of stoppage time here. At this point, if we're going to find an equalizer, it's going to have to come from Will Lancashire doing something special, I think.
Yeah, or Mikey. Oh, and that's great from Archie Gray, but he just gives it straight.
Yeah.
Good play, though. And I do see people on Twitter saying Basuma, Benta, Bergvall, and that's a good effort from Harry.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Basuma, Benta, Bergvall. Potential midfield, which we just talked about, which might be what I lean towards.
Yeah. I mean, I still think that regardless of my opinion, which is probably aligned with that right there, Basuma, Bentancur, Bergvall, that Sarr will start.
I agree, but I haven't been a huge fan of Sarr this preseason. But oh my days, Mikey.
Mikey. Oh.
Dude, that was a disgusting turn.
Mm-hmm. He's ready, man. He's ready.
Why did you just clattered that guy for no reason? And Coleman's pissed. He's
upset, man. Yeah. Oh, Ja Paulinho.
Dude.
Oh, Mikey Moore is ready to go with Kingsley Coman. Look at that.
Oh, my God, dude.
Romero's involved now. Bentancur's involved.
Oh, let's go. It's kicking off. Yeah, Harry Kane's getting involved. He's trying to mediate.
Harry Kane, man. I think Harry Kane would not fare well in a fight with Rodrigo Bentancur or
dude, we
Christian Romero.
What Bentancur does. He starts throwing stuff at
throws bottles at people. Oh God. Yeah, those are Romero and Bentancur are two guys I would not want to find myself in a scrap with.
Yeah, for sure. I don't know. I think Mickey is too nice, but
yeah,
he got mad. Jesus Christ, dude.
I just love seeing Mikey Moore ready to go toe to toe with God, who was it?
Kingsley
Coman. Thank you. Yeah.
All right, a minute to go. If we could go a bit quickly and just try and get something. Romero standing over.
Do something. There we go. Okay, Skippy. Good movement. Good ball.
Come over. Timo, which means the attack is likely finished. And correctly, so he kicks it right to the goalkeeper.
It does fizzle out. And Udogie, man, he's put some muscle on since we saw him. That's for sure.
I like the pressure.
Yep.
Lucky.
And that should just about do it, I would think, here. And that is it.
Bayern 3, Tottenham 2. A brace for Dan Kulusevski. And that concludes the preseason.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, like you said, a brace for Dejan Kulusevski. I think another great showing from Lucas Bergvall, as you and I have both talked about. It's time to say that he's going to be starting, I think, for anyone who's interested. Skip had a great performance. I think Archie Gray showed his technical ability. I think he's still got a lot to show and improve on. Who else stood out for you today?
Mikey looked really good when he came on. Bentancur, super calm in the middle. And then Yeah, I thought Basuma in the first half similarly. Then obviously Udogie and the center backs just looked fantastic per usual. It's kind of become the expectation at this point, but just got to give him a shout out too.
Yep. I also think Porro looked pretty good. I think Porro just always looks good at this point, and maybe at times we overlook him as fans because we're just so used to that expectation of him performing well. But I thought he looked good again today. One of the best right backs in the league, in my opinion. But a lot to work on. It's a preseason friendly, obviously, and you never want to walk away with the loss. But I think there's some good takeaways, and I still think the biggest question, which again ties very much into what happened today, is what happens on the striker position and with Dominic Solanke in for a record fee for Tottenham Hotspur and a record sale for Bournemouth. I think a lot is to be expected and should be expected, and I think good things can come from that. So we'll see.
Yeah, and then we talked about these two, or I mentioned them to you last episode, Brennan Johnson and James Madison, and it looks like Johnson's going to start just because we don't have really anyone else on the right there right now. But those two, again, I wasn't super impressed with what I saw from them today. So we'll see. We'll see what happens because we're going to be playing real footy next week. And then, we're recording our big season preview. Me, Scott, 3 other guys, Keegan, Steve, and Alex, who will introduce you guys to them next episode. But watch out for that next week. It will probably drop, I assume, like Monday. And then after that, we play Leicester the following Monday. So I think me and Scott were planning to just do a shorter episode just focused on previewing that specific game after we get a bigger whole season scope one. But so thank you guys for listening to our first summer covering Tottenham on the pod at least. So it's been really fun, and we're gonna keep going strong because now is when it really counts. We've got the part of the season that's just dramatic. It's drama. It's who's gonna play where, blah blah blah. But now we've got the real matches looming. So.
Yep. Exciting times ahead, and like you said, we appreciate everybody who has been involved in the first summer of Emerald and Lilywhite, and as a YouTube show, anyways, beyond just a blog, right? Blogs will be up this season. You can expect plenty of written content. But from the perspective of the YouTube show, we're super excited. And again, this will be season number 1 for Emerald and Lilywhite as a YouTube platform, and we look forward to bringing everybody all kinds of awesome content. We appreciate everyone bearing with us today too. We meant to be live to our Twitter, and unfortunately, as we mentioned, Elon Musk has required a premium account. So Emerald and Lilywhite will, in the near future, have a blue check mark, and we must stress that is only so we can go live. We are not as interested in giving our money to the Elon machine, and we will call it Twitter, but we will have a blue check mark, and we will give ourselves the ability to go live to all of you throughout the season when things call and allow for that to happen. But yeah, it's been exciting checking in with you all. Max, what else do you want to say before we close her up and shut her down and get ready for tomorrow's season preview?
Not much. Just I'd say keep your eye on Solomon, Phillips, Donley, Devine, Scarlett. Those guys probably getting loans out. Skip. We'll see what happens with those guys, and then. Yeah, I'd say everyone else should be ready and focused on Leicester next week. So,
yep, let's get after it. And yeah, let us know if you're interested in coming on the show, especially those in Seattle. Keep your eyes on the winger position too. We do expect someone to come in before the window closes. We can't say who that is, especially after Neto ends up at Chelsea. But keep your eyes peeled on that winger position. And like you said earlier, Max, the right wing position especially. And then the last thing I'll say is, again, congrats to the U.S. women and Emma Hayes and
gold medal
project with the gold medal. I don't think anybody could ask for more. And again, like I said, especially after the disappointing World Cup early exit a year ago in New Zealand, Australia, we have another gold medal to our name. With other gold medals at the Olympics, it it feels more like USA has won, but when it comes to soccer, I'm perfectly saying we have won the gold medal, and I consider myself a part of that gold medal victory. So, super exciting morning for the women. Not as exciting result for Tottenham, but again, preseason friendly, and we saw some cool takeaways. But yeah, for myself, for Max, for all of Emerald and Lilywhite, we appreciate everyone who's tuned in. Make sure you like and subscribe and all of that. We appreciate it. We're not here to beg for likes and subscriptions, but we are here to beg for likes and subscriptions. We are looking to grow the platform, and again, want more people involved. So like and subscribe, and again, anyone, especially those in Seattle who's interested in coming on the show, let us know. If you're interested in writing for the blog, let us know. The more the merrier. And as always, come on, you Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs. Peace.